Ladies and gentlemen, is your astro shaman inspiring brilliance, holding you spiritually accountable with occult practices and astrology. We're doing a series and it's linking to our membership. I'm going to give you all a small, brief insight, probably taking one little snippet from each piece of the membership of what we're going to be presenting every first and third Sunday for the astro economy. Right now and today we're talking about Rahu, Rahu in Aquarius, Ketu, and Leo, which is also the North Node in Aquarius, the South Node in Leo. So this will be happening, I think, around May 2025 in Vedic astrology, and that cycle will be behind one cycle in Western astrology. So the nodes always come first in Vedic, one transit ahead. Ironically, the sun is always one transit ahead in tropical astrology. So here are some of the headlines. Okay, this series is the Fate and Delusion versus Separation and Imagination. Fate and Delusion is Rahu, the dragon's head, who doesn't have a body. Now, not having a body means that there's not a lot of wisdom and experience that comes along with it, aka Leo. So the wisdom and experience, everything Leo, meaning Rahu is where we are pretty much insufficient. We don't know enough. We have to take trials and errors. We have to take trials and errors. So if you want to learn more about this, definitely check out our membership. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button early. I want to say thank you for being here. Let's get into it. So delusion is the perfect humanitarian world and what it's going to take. So our knowledge is coming from a place in Ketu and Leo of, if I just push hard enough, if I'm stubborn enough, if I put enough of my willpower in, I'm royal and regal enough that all my subjects do what I say do when I say do it. I get what I want. It's instant gratification. As long as I take the risk and go out there to create a better world will be created. A humanitarian world will be created. Okay? Society at large will sit there and work and communicate together. We live in utopia. This is Leo's imagination. This is Leo basically fully separated from the truth of the universe and what it will actually take. And so Rahu is asking us to be innovative, to be one that shines with high advanced technology as well as sky god type consciousness, understanding that the ideas that come to us are not our ideas, they're ideas of God. If we're able to tune in and listen to the mystical presence around us, I'm hearing a child right now. Leo is the child who gets what they want when they want. In this life, Rahu in Aquarius, or the North Node Aquarius, is saying, just because you have a childish response, outrage, and outburst, you're not going to necessarily get what you want. The world doesn't work that way. Society at large doesn't work that way. So really, this is about our creative will and our divine will coming in. Now, in each one of the membership meets, we're always working on an organ through TaiChi. Now, TaiChi, Qigong, it depends on what we're doing, right? Depends on what we're doing. It's going to change, but we're focusing on the liver. And I took votes in the community, in the membership. I said, what do y'all want to work on? I gave them, a list of emotions, and the ones that they said that they were pretty much in unison, right? Aquarius all on was anger, rage, bitterness, and frustration. Now, these are some of the emotions that link to what can be considered the liver. And so the liver is, if you look at your rib cage, you look at your rib cage, you move over to the right, and behind the rib cage sits the liver here. So we're going to be giving exercises away. I'll show you one right now. Doing this 100 times to the left and the right. Now, if I'm you, quite frankly, I'm not going to just do that and try to release this rage and this anger and this bitterness, because I shouldn't even have really probably told you that up front without giving you more instruction. You got to really come into the membership. So I'm telling you, if you're watching this video, this is a public video. This is not happening behind the scenes. I'm not leading the class right now. But that liver and one of those exercises, it can be very dangerous if you unleash that rage without the proper precautions, grounding, spiritual attunement, and so much more, right? There's a lot that goes on, so don't just do that. And I know that from experience, okay? So, but the liver, we're going to be showing you the colors and the auras that's associated with the liver, the emotions associated with it, the sounds. Each organ has a sound. Ah, shh, choo. That's at least three. That's three different organs, though. So you got to know where they pair up. And these are things, again, I'm giving behind closed doors in the membership. I'm going to be walking y'all through it. So other than that, some of the symptoms that the liver may go through. And the reason why this matters is because Leo is holding a lot of anger, especially coming into, so Ketu and Leo, South-known Leo is asking us to let go of this outrage, because we used to be kings, we used to be queens, we used to be royals, VIPs, people with power, people that everybody would submit to on demand because I say so. And now part of the rage is coming where it's excessive now, where that doesn't work in the society at large. It doesn't work with Aquarius. It requires much more objectivity, right? So we now start having symptoms like headaches, irritability, stagnation in the chi, life force energy of the liver, uncontrollable anger, right? And so you'll learn more about this. Your bowel starts to back up. Your acid in your stomach starts to form, and now you're having gastric issues, and you're going to the doctor, and the doctors are trying to tell you it's this, and this, but it's my common mission and purpose to do spiritual surgery, and that's what God has come to tell me to do. So I'm here to tell y'all and teach y'all this. I just got to do it again with my own personal boundaries. So some of the headlines that this looks like is when the North Node is in Aquarius, or you have this even in a natal position, starting to focus and making on multiple streams of income. Okay, having a willingness to serve others over your own personal will, starting to learn how to trust angels and the angelic messages that are coming to you, starting to share your weaknesses. All right, because in the past life you couldn't share your weakness as the king. Why? Because everybody wants to topple you, right? Take over your government, so you couldn't share that. But from Aquarius, Rahu and Aquarius, you're supposed to share that. Your super ego, which is here to serve others, is supposed to supersede with the Rahu and Aquarius, the ego, or your primal needs, aka the id, right? From that psychological breakdown and hierarchy. So these are some of the headlines that's going to be looking at, and there's so many more. I got my presentation off to the side of what we're going through the membership. I'm only giving you little snippets. So what does Rahu and Aquarius crave? What does the North Node Aquarius crave? The dragon's head. It's craving a mystical attunement, okay, to the ideas of the divine mind, the sky consciousness. And that is something where when we learn, we no longer need to accept expectations over our heart's desire, because why? We don't fear the judgment. We can release the judgment. Why? Release the judgment. Why? That's the quincunx relationship of Leo to Capricorn with projection energy. So the craving here is to realize that, these subtle ideas that you're picking up, they're freaking phenomenal. The high science ideas, they're magical in nature. They are not only just divine, but they're innovative. And this is the adjectives of Aquarius or Uranus or Rahu in this particular instance. And the thing is, you can release the judgment because they're not your idea. And so that's one of the ways Rahu's craving. Now the separation, we're separated from envy and the illusions that come with envy, right? So the South Node in Leo or Ketu, this is envy. This is, recognizing now that the king is dead, right? The people shall rise, and that we're all special together. You're not special as an individual. So as I kind of move through, we're looking at some of the needs. I'm going to take one from each one. One of the major needs you have is to avoid pride and arrogance. I can do a little bit better than that. We're going to say to feed the super ego rather than the ego. One of the things in romance is to actually be friends before you have sex with these people, before you become lovers. One of your superpowers actually is going to be your raw passion. When he looks at humility, it's looking at sharing the credit and the money, and that's not something nobody really wants to hear very often, but in the Aquarian world we're doing that, which is a part of why multiple income streams are actually able to work. So we're going to have some affirmations and some self-reflection questions. One of the self-reflection questions I have is, am I following expectations or my heart's desire? And I kind of made that little mention. Like I said, I can't give you everything behind the closed doors, but I can give you a little bit of peace. One of the affirmations is, the infinite supplies my needs once I decide and surrender. And that's one of the things that Leo just has to do, where Leo wants to be a part of actively pushing that thing forward and stubbornly being willful with it. But in the past life, that worked well for you. In this life, especially in 2025, for all of us, it's not going to work so well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Astro Shaman, inspiring brilliance. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the sun is on my face, holding you spiritually accountable with occult practices and astrology. And I have so many healing techniques that I learned and want to teach you. And we're taking you all out the hospitals. We're taking you off the prescription meds. And we're going to show you how to do these things on demand in a healthy way. This is the North Node in Aquarius, the South Node in Leo, or Rahu in Aquarius, K2 in Leo. We'll see you soon. I love you. Ciao. Make sure you join our membership. Duh. We're meeting this Sunday coming up again every first and third Sunday.